the international community. Once again, a great congratulatory and good work to our strategic partners, CAST and the Tshwane University of Technology and Benini University. We really appreciate. Let's keep up the good work. The journey begins now. Thank you so much.
Our French interpreter, over to you.
Not easy today. Le président de l'Association sud-africaine de tourisme, il a d'abord commencé par souhaiter un mot de bienvenue au ministre du Botswana, qui est présent dans la salle. Et il a aussi souhaité un mot de bienvenue à l'ambassadeur du Bénin, qui est ici, présent. Il a vraiment mis l'accent sur le fait que l'Afrique doit beaucoup travailler sur le tourisme, afin que l'Afrique puisse être le leader du tourisme dans le monde. Et il a aussi apprécié le partenariat avec Tshwane University of Technology, et il a adressé le problème des inégalités dans la société, dans nos sociétés africaines. Donc, il met un accent particulier afin que l'Afrique essaie de trouver une solution par rapport au problème des inégalités et comment adresser le problème de la violence dans nos sociétés. Je vous remercie.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now you understand. Thank you. We're moving without any waste of time. Major General Matonzi from South African Police Service, who is responsible for gender-based violence and social crime. Let's give him a very big round of applause. General, so prove to them.
Thank you very much, program directors. We, as SAPS, we are very much honored to be part of such a prestigious event hosted by TUT, and we thank them for inviting us. It is indeed a journey that we are starting today. I want to acknowledge the chairperson of the council, Mr. Manyoni, the vice chancellor, Professor Maluleka, all the excellencies, honorable ambassadors, the ministers. Allow me to say all protocol observed. Today is indeed a historical day for the African continent and the world at large to witness a first ever African research chair, Professor Mofokeng. I'm very glad that I'm part of this significant milestone in the history of campus and school safety. This happens at a time when we are confronted with various challenges and threats to our safety and security, including drugs and substance abuse and gender-based violence. This criminality in some of our environments makes our campuses and schools more vulnerable to crime and violence. We have witnessed some incidents of crime and violence that affect our students, both physically and emotionally. These incidents include, as mentioned before by other speakers, gender-based violence, which had remained one of our critical challenges in the region for decades. Our campuses are no exception. They are also experiencing the similar challenges because they are indeed the microcosm of the wider society. The incident in Fort Hare, which is a murder incident, which happened last year, left all of us shocked as to what exactly is happening And that incident will remain in our minds for the rest of our lives. This demands all of us to act now and act decisively. We have the ability and the resources to turn this situation around. I was very excited when I was listening to the performers, what they were doing here. Very, very emotional and very touchy. Whilst our response and challenges of safety in our institutions as a society and key stakeholders, including the government, but we need to do more, far more than what we are currently doing. We need information to support our responses, but not just information, but the evidence-based information. We need evidence, empirical data to support and inform our response strategies to crime, violence as well as violence and gender-based violence as well. This evidence is important to inform our programs in the safety of the campuses as well as the schools. I believe that we need research to guide us to make better and well-informed decisions. And by the way, research is a critical component of decision-making process. Any policy decision without research foundations is shallow and lacks sustainability. Therefore, if we ignore research, our strategies to address campus and school safety is doomed to fail in a long term, no matter how good they are on paper. Today is therefore a significant and a historical day, as I indicated. On behalf of the South African Police Service, I would like to express our gratitude to TUT, CASTI, our global partners, all those who are involved in such a constructive and a positive step in our continent, for our continent. As SAPS, we fully support the chair, Professor Mofokeng, and his team, and will continue to support all his research endeavors in order to make sure that we better the safety on campuses and schools in the continent and the world. We will support processes on gender-based violence or research processes on gender-based violence in order to contribute towards the success of this project. We are confronted by the scourge of gender-based violence, and therefore we pledge our full support for this initiative. We also support any initiatives to establish any appropriate student support centers in the campuses. This initiative is welcomed by us as it supports fully what we as SAPS are mandated to do, to protect citizens. And I have no doubt in my mind that the entire police community in the continent and the world also support this initiative. I'm also excited that this project is not just focusing on one country, but on the entire continent, and the fruits of this project will definitely be enjoyed by the rest of the world. Research Chair Professor Mofokeng, congratulations on your appointment in such a prestigious position. I pray that may God grant you all the wisdom and divine knowledge and energy to lead us into a better future. I have no doubt that this project is in the right hands. I appeal to every stakeholder and our brothers and sisters from abroad to give us all the support in this initiative. Together we can do more. I thank you.
Le responsable de la police tient d'abord à remercier le prof Mofokeng et tout le comité suite à l'organisation de l'event, sinon l'initiative, on va dire l'initiative. Il croit que tout le continent est derrière l'initiative. Il a apporté une précision par rapport à la recherche. La recherche, il dit ceci. Si on nous envoie un message par rapport à quelque chose, à un problème, mais on ne peut pas réagir s'il n'y a pas d'évidence. On a besoin de l'évidence, la preuve, en français facile. Il dit ceci, la recherche va améliorer le système de sécurité. Donc, travaillons ensemble et continuer avec la recherche afin que nous puissions améliorer notre système de sécurité. Je vous remercie.
Very much. From South Africa, African continent, we are now moving to Europe, right in Turkey. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, with special respect you deserve, when I present to you the ambassador of Turkey in South Africa. Join me on stage. I'm trying to exercise my tongue how to pronounce the name before I make mistake. Ashikal Kandas. Have I make it right? Please, let's give you a very big round of applause.
Thank you very much, distinguished guests. And you did pronounce my name quite right, thank you. So, the launch of this research chair is very timely, especially when we think it will go beyond the borders of South Africa into the higher education institutions of the continent. Today, there is gender-based violence all over the world, and it is a disturbing challenge, or rather a problem, we are faced with in this country as well. If we think that the Orange Day campaign was launched globally by the United Nations in 2008, 14 years ago, and has since been replicated in many countries, including South Africa, in a bid to intensify campaigns to end gender-based violence, it is still sobering to see how little progress has been made. COVID-19 has not helped the situation either by trapping women with their abusers and making it hard for them to seek help and to escape. The Department of Sports, Arts and Culture launched its Orange Day campaign on November 25th last year, as you all know, as part of the 16 Days of Activism 2021 events, and I was there. We all need to continue to embrace that spirit in this country. And we all need the establishment of such research chairs in every country. I think there is indeed a need for research-based evidence and a database of statistics concerning violence against women. Of course, it is not desirable for any woman to become another statistic, nor is it desirable to have laws and legislation that are not properly implemented. However, databases and statistics will show policymakers the way forward and help them in grasping the size and nature of the problem. So, we need to create a society, as everybody has spoken, and I'm just closing right now, we need to create a society where violence against women is not tolerated. We need to erase gender-based violence from our learning spaces. We all have daughters who go to high school or universities. I have one who is in matric right now. And I am also worried because she will go to university in South Africa. So empirical research carried out by a distinguished university, such as this one, under the leadership of Professor Mokgale and Dr. Wati, will contribute a lot to this objective, I believe. And I would like to bring this center together with similar centers at certain universities in Turkey, so there could be some scope for cooperation and exchange of expertise and information. After all, we are all in the same boat when facing this challenge. Thank you.
L'ambassadeur de la Turquie a adressé un problème très simple. Elle parle du volume d'agression sur les femmes ou les jeunes filles. Elle dit qu'elle craint quelque chose étant donné que sa fille est aussi concernée, sa fille qui passe le baccalauréat cette année. Donc, elle parle aussi de l'échange entre l'Afrique du Sud, l'échange d'expertise entre l'Afrique du Sud et la Turquie. En un mot, voilà, c'est un peu, en résumé, c'est ce dont elle a parlé. Merci.
Short and sweet, straight to the point. We proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, join me when I present Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Ireland in South Africa.
Good evening, distinguished guests. I'm going to stand on existing protocol. I'd just like to start by congratulating Professor Mokgale on his appointment as the inaugural Africa Research Chair. It's always good to be spearheading a chair like this because you really get to shape it in a way that is immediately your legacy. So congratulations. I'm very glad to be here because for Ireland, this issue of gender equality and working against gender-based violence is extremely important. We're already very engaged with the Presidency of South Africa in supporting the Gender-Based Violence Action Plan, and we've been very instrumental in partnership with South Africa on women, peace and security, and particularly in the new National Action Plan, which has been launched by government. And we're also working with South Africa to review legislation across the continent to bring it into alignment with protocols for the Africa Union. So for us, this is a really important issue, and it's important because of our own history, because of our own experience of gender inequality and the position of women in Irish society. We've come a long way, we have further to come, and therefore we're a country that very much has something to share with the rest of the world, but also a country that's learning a lot from what others are doing in tackling this particular scourge. And certainly from Ireland's experience of development, we know the very important role that universities have played in development. And that's in a sense why I'm here, because we have a strong partnership that's developing now between our universities of technology in Ireland and universities of technology in South Africa. It's still at its embryonic stage, and COVID hasn't really helped, but we certainly see huge potential in engagements between our various institutions. And yeah, I suppose when I look at this work that you've been talking about this evening, it really impresses me that there's a continental scope and ambition to it, because of course this is a problem for South Africa, and one that you're very very seized by, but of course it's a problem right across the continent and right across the world. So it's encouraging to see South Africa using its considerable academic and intellectual resources to engage with the rest of the continent, and through that collaboration hopefully solve a very, very difficult but important problem to change. So thank you very much, and congratulations again on the chair. Thank you.
Son Excellence félicite M. Mokgale pour la nomination au poste de président du comité de recherche. Et elle salue l'initiative. Elle parle de la collaboration entre l'Afrique du Sud, les universités sud-africaines et les universités de son pays, je crois la Hollande, si je ne me trompe pas. Elle parle aussi de comment est-ce qu'on peut résoudre le problème des égalités entre les femmes et les hommes en Afrique, en passant par l'Union africaine. Et voilà, donc c'est à ces mots que, En un mot, voilà, on va s'arrêter là. Je crois que j'ai pu résumer l'essentiel, en fait. Voilà.
Thank you very much. We are now going to request Her Excellency, the Honorable Chairperson of National House of Traditional Leaders and Khoisan Leaders, Nkosi Kasi N.D. Motlauli.
Thank you, Program Directors. I'll just follow the protocols to save time. One would may not understand what is meant by the National House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders. This is a parliament of royal leaders, the National Parliament of Chiefs in South Africa. The role of the traditional leaders are the custodians of culture and customs. As we know that we are always mentioning the issues of patriarchy, and that sector is always regarded as the root of patriarchy. But as I'm here today, I'll just first of all share with you what are we doing so that you can assist us with your research. As a leader, I always encourage leaders not to stand here and cry. A leader is expected to come up with solutions. You can just mention the challenge, but come up with solutions. You can't cry when your baby is also crying. We have identified the issues of family structures. Issues of parenting. As now we are going for the season for initiation here in South Africa, there are those communities that will be coming for initiation. We have asked the males to assist us to include the issues of gender-based violence and femicide in the curriculum. We have talked to Mpumalanga. Today we're speaking with a team from Gauteng. We asked them to also talk about the issues of parenting and issues of families. We are also in the process of looking at those cultural practices that are said to be harmful to women and children, identification of them, like issues of ukutwala and other issues. We have also launched traditional men's parliaments with the purpose of opening platform for the fathers to talk to their sons as traditional leaders. Looking at the root causes sometimes of gender-based violence, that includes issues of poverty and unemployment. We have just launched the Invest Rural strategy that is focusing to invite the investors to come to the rural areas. But the researchers here will assist us. You always hear that kuza abatyali bemali, that is the investors. Now, when we are talking about abatyali bemali, in literal speaking, those are money planters. Ngokwesintu nje bazoplanta imali apha kuthi emhlabeni. But the challenge, after planting money there, that is investors, we don't see the money growing. We see poverty. We see unemployment. The researchers will assist us there. what is weed which is there? Is it corruption or what? So we are here today as the National House of Traditional Leaders, honored to be part of this launch, tackling this issue of gender-based violence. It is therefore important that in helping fight this pandemic for today and the future generation, knowledge is generated to assist the discourse of gender-based violence, decision-making, policy development, and crafting future long-lasting solutions. Doc, as you are busy with your research. We therefore, as the Institution of Traditional Leadership, congratulate the Tshwane University of Technology on this important milestone. We further wish to acknowledge the important role played by all sectors and stakeholders present here today, specifically Campus of School Safety Training Institute, for striving to innovate on safety in any environment. We wish you all the best, but as we are moving forward, let's also acknowledge the indigenous knowledge systems in whatever we are doing. Those elderly people who are there also follow the ABCD, that is asset-based community development, where you look at those people who are there, the resources which are there. By so doing, one be seeing a lot of people who are banning buildings when they need to have toilets, banning schools, you need to have a toilet. ABCD will play a huge role. You will also acknowledge the youth which is there when you are dealing with ABCD, because it is a resource, looking at all resources which are there, that is including land and other resources. Wishing you all the best, but also the moral regeneration movement must assist us. We have got that structure here in South Africa. It must assist us when moving forward. We know that research is always done. You can't finish to do research. But sometimes you need to try, by all means, come back quickly and implement. Thank you very much. All the best.
That was so deep. En français, on dit la vieille marmite prépare toujours la bonne sauce. Le leader on va dire les gardiens de la tradition, elle a parlé, elle a adressé un message très important. L'importance des leaders traditionnels dans l'éducation, sinon comment adresser le problème de la violence sur les jeunes filles. Elle lance un message à ses frères leaders, traditionnalistes bien sûr. Elle dit, lorsque les enfants vont dans les écoles d'initiation, ils doivent apprendre les valeurs. On doit les enseigner les valeurs. Des valeurs qui feront d'eux des hommes intègres, pas violents. Elle dit ceci, il est très important aussi d'associer le programme traditionnel dans le système éducatif, dans le curriculum. Très important, que ce programme soit inclus afin de donner plus de valeur à nos enfants. Elle a parlé des problèmes des investisseurs, qu'ils appellent dans les villages, bien sûr, sinon les communautés rurales. Lorsqu'ils arrivent là-bas, on ne sait pas où est-ce que cet argent part. Donc, nous devons adresser le problème afin d'arrêter, en quelque sorte, cette corruption. Donc, elle dit ceci, les organisateurs ont un challenge, un vrai challenge. Aussi, l'État a un challenge pour adresser ce genre de problèmes. Une fois encore de plus, voilà, je m'arrête là et je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. Chairperson of Council, thank you very much. It was interesting. He likes the topic. We are moving. Dr. B, the director of CASTI, this moment is all yours. The screens are getting ready. We'll be able to connect our speakers on virtual so that you are able to see them. As for now, join me, ladies and gentlemen, when I present the Honorable Dr. B. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. Bonsoir. Bonne nuit. Good evening, all members and esteemed guests, brothers and sisters. We are all one, and one is all. And that's the main message. It is a privilege for me to address you on behalf of the chairman of our board of advisors, Professor Motebejane, who unfortunately cannot be with us tonight. Our advisory board, which is different from board of directors legally, comprises the following members: Professor Motebejane, chairperson; myself, Dr. Bulatov, deputy; Dr. Pashkevich, arts and youth development; Professor Nkondo, research and African affairs; Mr. Stephen Gobeni, managing director. We have our offices in Cape Town and Pretoria respectively, with satellite offices in the following areas: Kenya, Rwanda, Ghana, Morocco. I'm a medical practitioner specializing in homeopathy and integrative medicine for the last 30 years. I have practiced in a lot of countries in the continent where I've come face to face with the challenges of crime in various aspects. Hence my decision to join CASTI board of advisors to see how I can assist especially students at university. Keep in mind that in my daily practice I encounter at least one case of violence, and that's for 25 years in South Africa. The strategic goal of CASTI is the following: to professionalize campus security officers across the continent and the world, to establish international best practice in campus security in Africa and the world. I believe we can be better than Sweden and Japan in 5 years to 10 years' time. That's a very high goal, but I believe it's achievable. To be the leading agent of gender-based violence programs at institutions of higher learning in Africa. To conduct security assessments at all institutions of higher learning in Africa and the world. to train and develop a cohort of security experts in campus security of the continent and the world, to lead and drive crime prevention strategies for schools, colleges, and universities on the continent and the world. Among the key programs that CASTI has established so far include, but are not limited to, the following: Student Safety Cadet Program, where those students become role models amongst their own peers. Establishment of campus community policing forums. Establishment and running of gender-based violence student programs for students and staff. Assisting universities with risk reduction programs to bring down the cost of insurance. We are humbled to be part of launching and safety and security research chair with Swan University of Technology tonight. So I'd like to extend, on behalf of all of you, my heartfelt congratulations to Professor Mokgale, who is worthy of praise with all his credentials, educational background, experience, and may God bless you and guide you through the Holy Spirit in discernment and wisdom. The research chair will be playing a very strategic role in this country and the continent at large. However, I believe that Africa will rise and shine, and from Africa to African continent and the world will actually share our wisdom that is ancient. The main objective is to make sure that all the 714 institutions of higher learning that are associated with the research chair are capacitated and assisted to be effective and practical in making various campuses conducive for learning, teaching, and research. Obviously, the focus of any student that comes to learn in higher education is to get all the distinctions, right? And to be useful and to be living that later when they start empowering others. We enjoy international partnership with the Association of Campus Law Enforcement Administrators, which has 4,000 members globally. Our partnership with ICLEAR relates only to Sub-Saharan Africa and North Africa, Middle East. We are really excited to announce tonight that we are looking forward to staging our first international program online in the last week of July and the first week of August 2022. Some of the programs we'll be offering online as part of the partnership are as follows: International Campus Security Executive Development Program, Campus Gender-Based Violence Programs, What is a Security Officer Expected to Do on Campus, Campus Security Investigation. Once more, we are pleased to be part of the research chair and are looking forward to the positive impact it will have on the continent with research and scholarship. Furthermore, we specialize in campus security and student affairs colloquium. Our next colloquium is scheduled for 26th to 28th of April 2022 at the Vembe region in Limpopo. Those who want to attend our colloquium are welcome. Please send emails to Mr. Mokgale and feel free to join and share your expertise and wisdom with us. The significance of the research chair, the launch of research chair comes at a time when the world is about to go into potential third world war, hopefully not, with projected devastating results for everybody relating to the following: food security, human displacements, increasing gender-based violence and child abuse, increasing human inequalities. The research chair must spread its wings, not only to solve African campus safety and security challenges, but to also serve as a light for the rest of the world on peace and security for everyone, and not North American continental group alone. I just want to emphasize that. From Africa, the wisdom will spread to the rest of the world. And that is the message that I got from the Holy Spirit 5 years ago in 2017, when I didn't realize what God was telling me. But now I know today. However, its tentacles must first be felt in Malawi, Burundi, Rwanda, Morocco, Uganda, Botswana, I would say Zimbabwe, Angola. Program Director, let me wish Professor Mofokeng well in these uncharted waters. Together with this team and Board of Advisors, I want to single out TUT Council and Executive Management for their strong commitment and supporting the research chain. Africa will benefit, the world will benefit, and God will be happy. Peace and prosperity will reign. I thank you and enjoy the program further. God bless you all.
Thank you. The French interpreter, while you're approaching, I'm going to request the DVC to join me as we proceed to the table where we'll be witnessing the signing of the MOU. And I also invite Dr. B to join the DVC while the French interpreter carries on. Over to you, French interpreter.
Ok, merci. Ouais, c'était docteur Bulatovi. J'espère que je n'appelle pas son nom mal. Ok, il a une agence qui fait un peu aussi dans la biologie, si je ne me trompe pas, le métabolisme. Il a mis en place, il est en train de mettre en place un programme dans quelques pays africains, à savoir le Kenya, l'Afrique du Sud et bien d'autres. Un programme de sécurité et aussi un programme sur la violence faite aux femmes. Donc je crois qu'au niveau des lycées et collèges, ils vont former des jeunes pour leur préparer à ce métier-là. Et that was too long. Hein? Ok, il remercie, il félicite le prof aussi pour la nomination et il essaie de voir comment est-ce qu'il doit travailler avec Tshwane University of Technology et quelques autres écoles. Voilà, merci.
Thank you very much. As for now, I'm going to request the camera men to come forth and make sure that our viewers and other VIP joining us on virtual, they are able to witness the signing. Camera team, please come forth. All your eyes must be this side if you cannot see on the screen. If the screen is connected, that's fine. Yeah, you can ululate, it's fine. That's the MOU between CASTI and Tshwane University of Technology. Once more, TUT staff, ululate. This is a great achievement between the two institutions. This is historic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, DVC and Director Dr. B. Much appreciated. Without any waste of time, I think the screens are connected. We're moving direct to Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast, we are going to request the Honorable Dr. Joseph Gra, who is the Secretary General of Ephrata University, also to give the message of support. I'm not sure whether on the screen Honorable Joseph is connected. Is he there? Oh, lovely, lovely. I'm handing over the mic to you, my Honorable Secretary General of the University of Ephrata in Ivory Coast. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. Thank you very much, dear Dr. Honorable Levy, for this privilege. Dear Honorable Professors, Honorable Ambassadors, His Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. It's a high privilege for me to stand at this virtual stage to convey my entire support, or the entire support of the University Ephrata to the pioneers, the visionaries of this sound initiative that rings the bell of a new education in our continent. A lot have been said already by my predecessors about this project initiative, but far more is to be done or translated into action to tackle gender-based violence in our community. In fact, violence being inherent phenomenon in our effort, it needs members of the same society to tackle it in all its forms. So, as University Ephrata being the arena whereby such phenomenon is taking place, and we really pledge our entire or full support to the effort that has been done by Professor Mokgale and his team. We would like to say that gender-based violence is crucial issue in our society. And we as academic institution, we will stand behind Professor Mokgale and his team to push and bring about a real and accurate solution in our society. So my speech will be short because time is running, and we believe that with the tour that the team will be engaged in across Africa, across the various universities that have been mentioned in his speech, meaning Professor Mokgale, we believe that research, the result, the outcome of the research will really be taken into, translated into action for a real solution in towards this phenomenon. So we would like to address our congratulations, massive congratulations to this team that is coming up as that are spearheading these projects. Thank you very much. Thank you to all of you guys, and thank you for the full support all over the world, and the various distinguished guests that have attended this impressive and important meeting. My final words will just be a correction that I wanted to make about myself. I'm Joseph Gra, the Secretary General of the University Ephrata, which is an Ivorian-based university. And earlier, I've heard that one of the speakers have mentioned my name as the ambassador of Ivory Coast in South Africa. I'm not the ambassador. I'm just the Secretary General of the University Ephrata, which is part of this initiative, supporting this great initiative. And the ambassador is called Honorable Sakaria Kode. Thank you very much. And I wish all the best to these projects and also the team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General of Ephrata University in Ivory Coast. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge few dignitaries who have joined us virtual. We have the patron of African Tourism Board, who is Taleb Raphael, and we have also the Vice Chancellor of Reveldwed University in Rwanda, among others who have taken their time to join us online. Once more, now we're moving direct to United States of America. Please join me as I invite Mr. John Ojeskoba, who is the President-elect of International Association of Campus Law Enforcement and Administration. Not sure whether, oh, there he is. Over to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me and see me? Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all distinguished guests, my fellow African brothers and sisters. Greetings, from here in the United States of America. My name is John Ojeskoba, and I serve as the president-elect for the International Association of Campus Law Enforcement Administrators, known as ICLAIR. I also serve as the Associate Vice President and Chief of Campus Public Safety at Biola University here in California. I bring with me a message of support from my ICLAIR's leadership, members, and on this occasion of launching the Safety and Security Research Chair for 740 institutions of higher learning in Africa. Based here in the United States, ICLEIR has been operating for over 60 years, and we have about 4,000 members. We have a full board of directors who set the vision for our association. For further details, you can go to www.iclear.org. I had the privilege recently of meeting the director of the research chair, Professor Mokgale. What a distinguished gentleman. We met during a press briefing we had for our partnership with CASTI. The international alliance between ICLEIR and CASTI truly transcends beyond both organizations. It is about our students developing initiatives to keep them safe, to make them feel safe. At the end of the day, the key question is, what's our role in our respective institutions? Are we there for ourselves, or are we there for the students? The students have to be at the middle of every single thing that we do in our respective institutions, regardless of what part of the world. ICLEIR conducts a variety of capacity building programs, which some of them were mentioned earlier on. I don't need to go over those. This partnership that we built with CASTI has the potential to assist in developing advanced and proven programs in gender-based violence, especially against women, creating opportunities for common standards of practices in campus public safety policies, expand the availability of ICLEIR's accreditation program to higher education institutions not just in South Africa, but in the entire Africa in general, to create an international learning exchange program between members of ICLEIR and CASTI. The exchange program means that delegates from ICLEIR and CASTI member institutions will be selected to travel to each other's environment to learn about campus safety practices, establish programs including gender-based violence, how we can work together with stakeholders on our campuses, the community, and much more. Here are some specifics we have jointly planned out in the coming months, which I believe will be beneficial to CASTI and the research chair. Later this month, I will travel along with our Vice President for Finance to attend the CASTI Colloquium in the Limpopo province. During our visit, we will present two distinct seminars to CASTI members. We will also set the stage for the near future training sessions and a precise strategy to implement an international exchange program between U.S. campus public safety departments and CASTI members that span across the continent of Africa. In June, ICLEIR will be hosting our international conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've made an offer to host two delegates, which include Professor Mokgale to attend. During our conference, we'll create avenues for the delegation from South Africa to spend time with our board, to have in-depth discussions on how to advance the partnership and where else we can assist. Between the months of August and September, a team of trainers from ICLEIR will deliver our first joint program to CASTI members. This will come in two parts, a virtual session and an in-person session. In addition to this, we intend to explore more programs that will assist the research chair to build the necessary skills and capacity for campus security managers and directors across the continent of Africa. These programs may include gender-based violence for students and staff, security training, instructor program, capacity building, and much, much more. Before I close, let me say this on a personal note. I spent 2 decades growing up in my native country in Nigeria. I clearly remember my time in primary school, secondary school, and university back in Nigeria. So I understand very, very deeply the importance of this, this day. I understand the need to put measures in place to make women and students to feel safe. Having served in public safety here in the United States for over 22 years on a college campus, I have developed models for these issues. And now soon to be president-elect of a reputable association, I'm offering you my help, our help in this capacity. Because at the end of the day, we're in this together, regardless of region. In closing, we're truly looking forward to assisting the research chair in its quest to produce a body of research that will take the institution of higher learning to new heights and eliminate the issues, especially gender-based violence. May God bless Professor Mokgale for this important initiative, the board of directors of the research chair as well, and may God bless our motherland, Africa. Thank you all, and good evening.
Elect for the wonderful speech. We really appreciate. Without any waste of time, we are still in America, California State this time. I'm going to invite Dr. Roger Luderman, the president of International Association of Student Affairs and Services in the United States of America. Dr. Roger, while Dr. Roger is delivering his speech, I will request the people who preparing the menu or dinner for us to take table number 1 and 2 to serve themselves with food, and we will listen to the speech as we proceed. As for now, Dr. Rogers, over to you with special respect you deserve. Let's give them a very big round of applause. Dr. Rogers. In the absence of Dr. Rogers, hopefully he will join us as we proceed. We're now going to move to the second part of the program, which is the collaboration between Tshwane University of Technology and International University of Management, the Republic of Benin. I will wait for technical team to give me a sign if the Benin team is ready to address us. Benin team ready? This is the collaboration or partnership between Tshwane University of Technology and International University of Management from the Republic of Benin. The first speaker will be Professor Tochiboso, the national representative of Benin. I'll be corrected if I'm not pronouncing the names accordingly. Then we will have Dr. Daidone K. Asua, who is the Director of Cooperation in Foreign Affairs Ministry, then followed by Dr. Jagas Ichigonti, who is the Chairman of the International University of Management, followed by Professor Aminio Taikofi, Vice Chancellor of the National University of Benin, and also the President of Scientific Board. Then followed by Daidome K. Asiofi, the Director of Cooperation of Foreign Affairs. With special respect, I'm handing over to the Executive Board of Benin to lead us We are listening. Africa and the world is listening. Over to you, Professor Toshiposo, National Representative.
I prefer let my president of Scientific Council to address our support and to make a few comments about the conflict in our campus in Benin and in West Africa. We have also in this room the presence of the Ministry of we have also the participation of the national responsible of SOS in Benin, and they will make a few comments before I will take the last to speak to everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay. Honorable chairpersons of different universities and agencies, I would like to congratulate the initiators of this project about violence on our campus. Here in Benin, our strategy was based on creation I mean representative of professors, academic staff, representative of administrative staff, and students. These were has worked for many years, but around 5 years, around the last 5 years now, our strategy became weak and weak. So the project launched today is welcome, and we think that our participation will help us to go forward. Long life to this project. Thank you very much, everyone.
Everybody refused to talk on this.
We don't refuse, but we say that it's okay.
Okay, you say that it's okay.
Speech from our dispatcher so that you can move on.
Move forward. Just to say a few words about violence in our campus. You know, the problem of violence in the campus in West Africa, Francophone, is not the same like in English countries. We discovered that in our country, violence become very big problem because we have some students who use I don't know how you call it in good English, but stupéfiant and alcohols and drugs and so on. So in our campus, we have also some students who are in conflict because they are minority. They use sex to receive good mark in the class. For those reasons, I accept to sign the MOU, and I agree we can make research to see how to fight, how we can fight against this conflicts in our countries and in all countries. In UMA, International University of Management and Administration, we don't have any problem about conflict between gender or between students. But we find that it's very important to prevent. It's very important to control our students and our teachers, and to be able to give them opportunity to be very good and to have some policy to prevent conflict in our campus. It's what we think it's very important, and we signed this agreement. You can put, and we'll be very great to participate as experience for our university who can serve all African universities. I want to thank very much Ambassador Levy for the work he's doing for our university as ambassador of UMA University all over the English countries. Thank you very much. Okay. It finished. We finish in Benin.
Thank you very much, Professor Jagas, the Chairperson of Council of International University of Management from the Republic of Benin, for the wonderful speech, and to all the team members of the UMA University in Benin. For now, without any waste of time, I'm going to request the MD of CASTI to come forth and give the message of support, and also as a funding organization for this event. MD, Mr. Stephen Goveni, let's give him a very big round of applause.
To a public speaking in an event of this magnitude. God is a very funny guy. God is funny. Parandaria, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to address this evening. Mam Saul, thank you for the wonderful words of wisdom that you shared with us. One of the projects that we are currently researching is how to use traditional leaders to drive out gender-based violence. Please give a round of applause for that. The chairperson of Tshwane University of Technology, Mr. Tilsen Manyoni, thank you so much that you are with us, and the wonderful speech that you make and the support that you pledged. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with us. Prof. Malek, thank you so much that you are the new VC. You know, the Bible says it never rained until there was a man. Never rained until there was a man. It's raining now. And it's raining heavy. TUT is going to be taken to a level it has never been before. It's going to be taken there. It has never been there before, but it's going there. Dr. Vati, thank you so much. for changing the public face of TUT. You might not realize it now, but you surely have. You know, every year in the world, especially in Southern Africa, in this part of the world, universities at the beginning of the year are not necessarily reported well by the media, both print and broadcast. TUT was associated with everything else except academia. For the first time this year, the beginning of this academic year, we have read such wonderful things about academia from TUT. There were strikes and all these things, but what was forefront in the message of TUT was learning, teaching, and research. And for that, ma'am, thank you so much for pushing that agenda. Thank you so much for pushing that agenda. The CEO of CIRA, Mr. Chauke, we have been in this journey, me and you, for years. We've been in this journey for years. Thank you so much. I started by saying God is funny. And I want to enlarge on that. Mr. Malulaga, on the occasion to mark the Young Researchers Conference and Scholars, about 2 weeks ago, you remarked, and I'm going to quote you now, "It is time for Africa to rethink the world and its place in it, and not for the world to rethink Africa." How many times can Africa be a rethought? It is time for Africa to show excellence and be a little bit arrogant about it. Professor Mfugeng, I'm coming to you before I deliver what I have to deliver. Thank you so much for taking the responsibility to lead this difficult chair. It's not an easy chair. It's going to be difficult. The road ahead will be very daunting. You'll find challenges that perhaps you have never had to face in your entire career. Now, 4 years ago, when we were searching for a director of the chair, no, 5 years ago, we struggled for 1.5 years. We couldn't get anyone. Until myself and Professor Matrimula met with Professor Mokgale, and we had a debate. We end up by saying, let any person who has a relationship with God be appointed. And that's how you are appointed. You had to be an academic who's godly in his approach. That's why we settle in the manner that we did. Colleagues, I'm going to be very short. The world is about to go into a war, whether or not we like it. So it's about to go into a war. I don't know whether we're going to call it the third war or the fourth war, or whatever, but we're going to go into a war. The world has changed. The system that we used to have globally of security have just collapsed. The rule of law in the world has collapsed. International relations have collapsed. And that's evidenced by nothing else but the Ukraine-Russia debacle that is taking place in front of us right now. It's not going to end next week. That war is not going to end next year. It's not going to end now. We might as well brace ourselves now for another 5 years of a war in Europe. It's going to force us as Africans to think things differently. It's going to force us. One of the things that we must do, we need to look at how we structure the security of campuses on the continent. Not for ourselves, for the rest of the world. Prof. Mofokeng, I cannot express the fear that I have about the difficulty that you're going to encounter in carrying out this mandate. It's a godly mandate. It's not your mandate. It's not my mandate. It's a godly mandate. God is tired with these wars. He's tired. People cannot continue killing each other the way we are killing each other. We need to find a way where we can relate better without having to kill each other. Somebody was asking me about 2 weeks ago about what are the solutions to campus crime. And I said, you know what, they are not immediate. They are just not immediate. There's a variety of things that we have to look at and possibly explore. But we don't have a foundation. We don't have a base where we can start from. In the last 150 years, our policing system has not been one of the best on the continent for a number of reasons, and I'm going to make mention of two only. One, our campus security systems has been based on the concept by Cecil John Rhodes. There's nothing else. We have done a research on this matter. There's no policing system that we have in Africa except what that guy did for campuses. And you must understand, he started with UNISA, he went to UCT, he went to Rhodes, he went to Wits, he went to Stellenbosch, he went to UP. And those are the basis of our security system. There's nothing else. We have nothing other than that. We have nothing. Now, from North Africa, Middle East, the security system has been based on the Arab-Israel war. There's nothing else. That is what has influenced them over the last 150 years. There's nothing else other than that. Now, that must change. That has got to change. And I'm very glad that it's going to change now. Because Europe and its economy are not at their very best right now. Americans cannot support a war any longer. They don't have money. They owe Chinese a lot of money. They can't go into a war now. Prof Mofokeng, where are you? One of the things that I wish you could venture into, you see, I'm not an academic, I'm a business person. One of the things that I think you must venture into is to find out as to whether on the continent, firstly, whether on the continent we can speak with one voice. Firstly, whether we can speak on one voice. And let me tell you what the quickest way of doing that. Mr. Chauke, help us roll out the SIRA programs continent-wide. That's the first answer that we can use. Once we can roll out SIRA's programs continent-wide, half the battle is won. As to the answer on the Arab conflict war, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an opinion there. I really don't know. I'm trying to jump because a lot of people have said a lot of things and I don't want to repeat them. We need to solve gender-based violence as a matter of urgency. That must be solved quickly. We are having a board meeting in May. One of the things, Prof. Maluleke, that I'm going to put at our board, the next board meeting, is to say, how can we use TUT as a model for a rollout? I'm not sure how the board will receive that, but it's one of the things that I'm going to say, guys, how can we use TUT as a model for rollout on the continent? And I will, Dr. Vati, I'll share that with you after June, what the board feels around that approach. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying I'll share, say, guys, let's use TUT as a takeoff point for this program. One of the directors, in order to strengthen CASTI board, one of the directors that we've brought on board is Prof. Nkondo. Prof. Nkondo is a veteran. Prof. Nkondo, I humbly request that you stand up so people can see what we are bringing onto the table. But please give him a round of applause. That's Prof. Nkondo, the old man. We are strengthening our board with that old man for two reasons. To tap into his knowledge before our ancestors call him, and to help the young ones grow quickly. Our company, I know that one of the directors spoke about our company. We are made of there's young people in the company. I don't see our staff members here. Lesego, are you here? I don't see you. Lesego, yeah. Lesego is, yes, Lesego stand up so people can see. She's one of the young executives in the company that has come. She's very young. We are trying to bring Brian into our fold. Brian, stand up so that they can see you. Lerato, are you here? Is Lerato here? Sure, okay, she's not here. There's two others that I wanted to introduce who are not here. And myself and others, and so forth. Prof, you have been given a project that I think the ground has been set for you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. There are now enabling factors that will help you. Dr. Vati, that future of work institute that you guys have, it's a masterpiece, guys. That's a game changer. Once we can rally all of our programs around that, as Africans, as the world, we will become a better place. That I can tell you. I've had a friend of mine who is a professor of IT at Columbia University, and he told me this future of work is a money spinner for all of us as Africans. And for that, ma'am, I think you deserve a round of applause for that part. Please give Dr. Vati for that future of work, because it's a great concept. There is a lot that I had planned that I wanted to say, but a lot of people have said them. So I'm not gonna repeat those, because a lot of people have said a lot of things that I would have said. Now let me close. Ladies at the back, the lady at the back, I'm closing. There's that lady at the back, that one. You see, I'm a lecturer, I always want to give instruction. Yeah. Now, let me share this with you. God is not happy with what we're doing. He's not happy. We are fighting over things that we don't have to fight about. We've turned this beautiful world of His into a mess, and we need to solve it. I don't have the answers, but Prof, in your wisdom, you and your team, try to find answers to these many issues that are bedeviling the campuses. Colleagues, if we don't solve campuses, we're finished. If we don't solve campuses on the continent, that's the end of us. We are done. We can deal with malls, we can deal with industrial areas, and all this, but if we don't solve the future of these kids, who constitute 80% of the African population, that's the end of us. We are done. Trust me, we are done. I've done research on this part. We're done. Europe cannot help us anymore. The US is owing a lot of people money. They are busy printing money as we speak. So they can't help us anymore. Africans, we are on our own. We are really on our own. And Prof, as you deal with this, as you constitute your board, Dr. Vati, as you help him constitute the board of directors and everything, Prof, pray. Just pray. Don't read, pray. God will guide you. Don't be guided by us. God He knows what He wants to do with this chair. Just pray and say, God, guide me. I don't know. He will take your hand and run with it. And then we'll achieve what we must achieve as a safety and security research chair. Ma'am Msauli, I was so taken up by the speech that you made. That's why I'm not going to read my speech. You summed up everything so well for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much. I'm also hungry. I want to eat. But I thank you so much. And on behalf of CASTI, and I'm hoping, Director, I'm speaking on behalf of the board itself. We're looking forward to the partnership with TUT, and we're going to make a success of it. Africa will benefit, the world will benefit, and God will be happy. I thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Before I go, lastly, I don't want to forget this part. We are having a colloquium on the 25, 26, 27 of April in Vembe. Now you heard the president of Algeria. He's coming here for the first time. They are coming to Africa for the first time. He's not coming with the director of international relations or marketing. He's coming with the director of finance. Did you hear him? They're going to look for projects to fund. One of the projects that they've identified is this chair. Is this chair. One of the things that I had a chat with him about was the issue of how can he help us with using students as safety officers to drive crime out of the campuses. I had a chat, yes, Mr. Mokgale, let me tell you, he's coming here on the 21st of April. I wish he could spend time with you and Dr. Vati just for a day, with the head of finance, just for one day. Take him around, show him, he's the first African American to be appointed in that agency. It is there for 60 years, and they have lots of billions of unspent dollars, and they want to invest somewhere. He's coming here. Spend time with him. General Matonzi, I'm going to call you, we'll make arrangements. Spend time with him. Mr. Malik, Prof, I'm going to rely on you to maybe welcome him when he comes onto the campus. He'll be here for a week. Then he's flying to Gabon and he's flying to the US. Then he's out of here. He's going to be inaugurated now. This is a presidential appointment. He'll be appointed by Joe Biden on the 27th. Myself and Prof. Mofokeng will be on the stage with him when he gets this thing. Prof, let's go there with black suits. Let's wear black suits to support him. We'll be with him. And he has asked special that, guys, join me when President Biden appoints me, because I want Africans to be with me there. It's going to be a great day, guys. We'll be clean-shaven in white shirts and black suits and looking nice. That's what we're going to do. Vati, make the future of work to work. That's our answer. If that future of work project works, guys, the rest of Africa will be out of this drama that we are in right now. I thank you so much, and may God bless you, and let me also go and eat. I thank you. Prakis. One of our partners is called Prakis. On the 12th and the 17th of September, they are staging an Africa continent at the SCIRS, this CSIR. Colleagues, please, let's support this. This is one of the projects coming out of the continent. In as much as we want to support CASTI, support this initiative. We'll be sending information to Dr. Vati about this, because of this is one of the most important initiatives emanating out of this continent. I thank you, I love you, and I'm going to eat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngobeni. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at the end of our program, and we thank you very much for your patience. At this moment, I would like to invite Professor Thelma Diacher, Acting Assistant Dean for Postgraduate Studies, Research and Innovation, to do a demonstration of cutting a cake. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I know you are currently eating. May you give Prof a hand of applause, please. I will explain the symbol of cutting a cake while Prof is doing the demonstration. Prof, the first card is to acknowledge signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between CAST and TUT. The second card is acknowledging the collaboration between University of Benin and TUT in support of this initiative. The last card is a symbol of celebration of a great milestone achieved. Thank you very much, Prof. We are done. Thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite on stage Professor Dondolo, Assistant Dean, Teaching and Learning in the Faculty of Humanities, to give us vote of thanks. Prof.
Program directors, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Faculty of Humanities and the Office of the Executive Dean, Professor Maserumula, on this historic occasion of the establishment of the African Research Chair for Campus and School Public Safety, it is my great honor to present the vote of gratitude. I want to use this occasion to offer our heartfelt appreciation to the kind donors who have made this chairship possible. We are grateful for this opportunity, and words cannot express the intense gratitude we feel at the moment. Thank you so much. We anticipate that it will bring value to our communities. Pursuing secure communities and campuses has the potential to change our lives for the safe and the better future. We have heard from the chair, Professor Mofokeng, when he made his address, that currently our society is facing many ills. One of them is the gender-based violence. The rising scourge of violence against women on campuses and in the community at large is a pandemic and is a concern that needs to be addressed. So we are grateful for this opportunity to address, for this chair to address such ill in the society. We are also grateful for the messages of support received from various international organizations and embassies throughout the world. Thank you, Your Excellencies, for the kind words of support. I would like also to thank our chairperson of council, who is currently here, Mr. Manyoni, and our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Maluleke, and also the EMC members that are among us here. Thank you so much for supporting us. We would also like to express our deep gratitude to the University of Benin for its collaboration with TUT in support of the African Research Chair. We thank the DVC of Research Office and the Corporate Affairs for organizing and making this event happen. It takes really great organizational skills to bring such a huge event together. We thank the Faculty of Arts and Design for tonight's entertainment. We really appreciated the performance made by our students. Thank you so much for keeping us entertained. We also want to thank our colleagues at TUT and the Faculty of Humanities that are here and also that are supporting us virtually. More importantly, we want to thank our international guests that are online now and also that are supporting us in this occasion. We also like to thank the Capital Hotel for hosting us. This is a lovely venue. We really appreciate that. Members of the media, without you and your technology, this won't be possible and wouldn't have connected with the international community. Thank you so much for live streaming and for the photos that we are definitely sure that those photos are going to look beautiful. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if I miss anyone, please forgive me. Like was earlier mentioned, I also wish to take cognizance of protocol, and I also wish to observe those protocols. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Drive safely back home. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you very much, Prof, for the vote of thanks. As a tradition of TUT, they love giving people gifts, particularly of food. So as you go out, you'll be receiving your piece of cake. Please make sure you take it home. It's for those who fail to attend the occasion. And lastly, from our side as program directors, thank you for taking time to listen to us. We learning in the future. We'll try our level best to do the best to become the best of the best. After this, we're going to request it's a photo shoot time. Make sure you are taking photos with the people you don't know, more than the ones you know. I will be guiding the photo shoot process after Dr. D have done the announcement. Over to you, Dr. D.
Thank you very much, Doc. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our program, and we wish to thank you for allowing us to direct the program. We hope that we have exceeded your expectations, and you will invite us to your future events. Thank you very much for coming. My name is Dr. D. Khosa, once again from the Department of Safety and Security, the best department in the Faculty of Humanities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As for now, I'm going to follow the protocol. With special respect, I'll request the chairperson of council, the VC, and the board of CASTI, and the DVC, and Dr. B to come forth for photo shoot. All of you, you're going to be given an opportunity. My Honorable Vice Chancellor,